Yo, Dial J for Josh. Shout out to you, man. You're the man. Also, thanks to Literally for subscribing as well. Thank you guys for subscribing, even though I upload approximately once every 6 years. In the middle of another lockdown right now. I'm sitting here in my garage with a pigeon t-shirt, Pokemon pants, and that's just the life right now. I'm from Toronto, so we're in a full lockdown right now. Nothing's open, but I do have some pretty good news. Let me just take you on a little trip. So there's my nice little camera tripod, and as you can see, I got some weights. This time around, before the lockdown, I was actually able to get my hands on some weights to borrow. I'm sort of like borrowing / renting them from the gym where I work. And it's allowed me to make some really, really good progress on my deadlifts especially. It's also so great because I would say about half of the entire year of 2020 was fully locked down for us here. So I was only able to train at an actual gym for about half the year in 2020. So I spent a lot of the time trying to just regain what I had lost during, these off and on lockdowns that were going on. So I think in the entire year, I only put about 60 pounds on my deadlift, which might sound really good, but considering how new I am to deadlifting again, I think I could have done a lot more. And I actually was hoping to hit 650 by the end of 2020, but obviously that wasn't in the cards with the gyms being closed. But I've actually been making really crazy progress lately on it. And I mean, it's not perfect either. For example, I don't have a squat rack, so I can't squat at all. I've been doing like barbell lunges, like split lunges on each side with like one plate or like 155, like just lightweight, like stuff that makes you rethink your life. And as for bench pressing, I can bench press sort of well enough, but the setup's really bad. The being outside in the freezing cold makes the bench really slippery, and the ground is also covered in ice, so leg drive is non-existent. There is no leg drive at all. The most I can kind of have some like vertical leg drive, like pressing down into the ground, but I can't push out at all or really help dig my upper back into the bench. So I'm kind of just like coasting along with my bench and trying to do other, bodybuilding related exercises to just to make sure that I'm still building size in my chest, so that hopefully when I eventually do get back to the gym, I can actually make some progress. I'm probably going to show a few quick clips of my best lifts by the end of 2020. And then I'll also show a couple clips of some more recent PRs that I've made with this equipment.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence. So consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap, and I'll be breaking this. This ain't what you want, bitch. I'm a fucking phenomenon.
The clips barely fit on at the end. This is 490, the absolute most weight that I have. I'm hoping to get 8 reps, but let's see how it goes. Two more. Wow. I was not expecting 10 reps. I feel like I'm gonna die. But it's a new PR. So as you can see, deadlifts are going really, really well. I actually feel really good about how they're going. And if I'm being honest, I think they're actually going better than they would if the gyms were still open, because if the gyms were still open, then I would still be able to push my bench press harder and be squatting, period. So because deadlifts are the only really big movement that I'm working on right now, I think all of my recovery is going towards that pretty much. I shouldn't say all of my recovery, but a big part of my recovery is going just towards my deadlift improving. So it's going phenomenally well. I've also started incorporating some pause deadlifts into my routine. As far as like sumo versus conventional, I find that my sumo form is improving a lot lately, which can be really tricky, and it's been really tricky for me in the past to get good at doing the technique of sumo. Because of that, I'm focusing on it a lot more because I can see that it's improving fast, and I want to really dial in on that and get good at it. So I only pull conventional once in a while right now. Um, I think I already mentioned this in the PR video, but the the weights I have, like the weights are good, but the most I can load the bar with is 490. So which is why I am wrapped 490 for a PR. So if I want to go heavier than that, I would have to start tying dumbbells to the bar in order to go up in weight, which I did the other day. I'll show a video of that right now actually. Basically the 5 pounds that I tied on each side to bring it up to 500 were hitting the ground in between every rep. So it would make the bar shift forward and backwards, and it completely ruins my form for the entire set. And I actually wanted to get 10 reps at that weight, which would have been like a 10-pound PR from the 490 for 10, but it just wasn't happening. The weight completely threw me off. So I think next time I'll try tying it onto the inside of the plates, like on the ends of the bar right before the plates, and see how that works. Hopefully that'll work better because it'll be like higher to the bar and it won't be hitting the ground. Otherwise, I'll just be waiting until the gyms reopen again. First of all, I would like to do a 1 rep max test because I think I can definitely pull over 600 now, because based on 490 for 10, according to the calculator, I should be able to do 660, but I'm usually a lot better at repping out than I am with 1 reps. So I doubt I could actually pull that high, but even just over 600 would be really nice, because my 1 rep max towards the end of 2020 was 565, and it actually took 2 tries for me to get that. So that was like a real 1 rep max. So if I can hit 600 once I start hitting the gym in person again, I'll be very happy with that, and just keep going from there. My eventual goal is to compete in powerlifting, but all meets anywhere nearby me are canceled until further notice, so I'm not actually going to be able to compete anytime soon. I'm also kind of like in between weight classes right now, in powerlifting, or at least in the IPF and like the Canadian Powerlifting League that I want to compete in. 2 of the weight classes that I'm in between are 183, which is 83 kg, and 205 pounds, which is 93. So I'm in between the 83 and the 93 because my body weight is in like the low 190s right now. I'm like maybe 191 pounds, which is what a lot of 83 kg lifters kind of sit at for most of the year before water cutting. But I'm obviously not, I've never done this before, so I'm not looking at water cutting. If I wanted to compete in 83, I think I would just rather lose a few pounds rather than trying to mess around with something like that. So that's something that I'll eventually have to decide on. What weight class do I want to be in? I'm about 5'9", and 190 is like weighing 190 pounds is like, I would say pretty heavy for someone who's 5'9". But at the same time, I still have I still look fairly lean. I have abs and everything. Like I have shoulder and like chest striations and all that stuff. So it's hard to say if like going up or going down a bit in weight would be a better move, but I've got all the time in the world to figure that out because I'm on lockdown. Not a lot going on. No powerlifting meets anytime soon. So I guess that's it for today. I'll try to upload more, maybe record some of the home workouts that I'm doing, and just keep everything up to date. These videos are as much for myself as like sort of documentation as they are for like anyone out there who's potentially watching. With that being said, feel free to, I don't know, interact in the comments or like ask me any questions you have. Yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of my ranting, then thanks, I guess. I also welcome any suggestions on how to improve my videos, because I don't think I'm very good at talking to a camera, if I'm being honest with you. Even stuff that's like cinematography related, I always appreciate any input on that too. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.